Who is this superhero? Sarge? No. Rosemary, the telephone operator? No.
Then try Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
So what is up, paisanos? I'm here with another video today, and we are talking about Scott Adkins as possibly the new Punisher? Really? Because John Bernthal, is he returning to the MCU as Frank Castle? No one really knows, but this article by Emily Zogby from CBR.com published 16 hours ago, so I'm giving my thoughts about it because I like Scott Adkins. He's an old school dude for the new age. I really like him. He's a badass. If you saw in Ip Man 4, you know exactly how good a dramatic actor he is, as well as being a basically badass physical actor. So basically this article concerns a film called Castle Falls, where Scott Adkins co-stars with Dolph Lundgren. I must break you. And both actors spoke recently to comicbook.com about their upcoming movie, and Adkins complimented Lundgren for his performance in the 1989 Punisher. Now, what I'll say about that movie, it wasn't the greatest acting from Dolph Lundgren, but he looked like the character of Frank Castle. It was a good attempt. It wasn't brilliant. There's some hokey bits in the movie, but it's of the time, and it's still a good film to watch now anyway. Like I said, not a masterpiece, but worth a watch if you're looking for your superhero fix. So Lundgren responded to Adkins by saying, "You'd be a good Punisher. I just realized that." And you know what, Dolph? Adkins says, "Oh, I agree." So the interesting thing is the last time we saw Scott Adkins in an MCU property was Doctor Strange. He was Lucian. So, look, they brought back Gemma Chan. They brought her back, didn't they? For a second chance at the MCU with Eternals. Hasn't really worked out for her because Gemma Chan, I said in a previous video, she's a good actress, but sometimes she is as wooden as a piece of plank. Unfortunately, that's the case. So bringing her back for the second time in Eternals didn't really work out. So they could bring back Adkins for a second time and see what he does with a PG-13 Punisher. That's what it's going to be. Given the sort of direction Marvel's going in at the moment, they might even try to do something like this. So, in case you don't know who this character is, it is Cassandra Castle. She is the daughter of Frank Castle and Elektra Natchios. So, if they were to bring in a Punisher now, it could be a female Punisher, and you know how I feel about all this female-male replacement at the moment in the MCU. I will say though, you know, this version of Cassandra right here, she reminds me of Alicia Valera from the Gears of War franchise. I'm thinking of Gears of War 3 and Judgment. Well, you know, she's pretty hot and sexy here. She looks great. She looks badass. And what I like about this pose, actually, is that her male companion, he's by her side, and he's not in front of her, he's not behind her, he's just like, he's right by her side. I don't know who he is, by the way, but I like the spiky hair, so I kind of relate to that. And this is issue of Marvel Knights 2099. That's when we first see her character, and this was published in 2009. So if any of you have read this particular issue, let me know if it's worth my time reading it. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. Mind you, it does open up the possibilities in the MCU on the R-rated side, because at the moment Deadpool 3 is slated for that. But then if you're bringing back Mahershala Ali, or bringing back the character Blade, played by Mahershala Ali this time round, why don't you just sort of scoot him over to the Marvel Knights R-rated aspect of the MCU? Him, Deadpool, maybe Cassandra, or maybe Frank Castle as the Punisher. Bring that together, and then we can enjoy that stuff, and hopefully it's not woke and it'll be pretty good. But also, if you have not seen the Ray Stevenson Punisher movie from 2008, Warzone, directed by Lexi Alexander, fantastic movie. There's a scene in that film where Frank Castle just takes an RPG to a parkour runner. It is hilarious. Dominic West as Jigsaw. He's terrifying. He's great. I met West at a signing for The Wire some time ago, actually. And I was talking to him afterwards. It was one of those meet and greet sessions where he didn't have to pay for the privilege. It was really, really cool. And I asked him about his time on the film. And Dominic West turned to me and he said, "Oh, that was a piece of wank." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I actually quite enjoyed it." So, I mean, look, out of his performance as Jigsaw and Ben Barnes in season 1 and 2 of The Punisher, I think Ben Barnes has the slighter edge on it because he brings a lot more humanity to the role of Jigsaw, whereas the film version, you didn't really get a chance for him to do that at all. So even though there was parts in that film where he was kind of a bit more sympathetic with his brother, and you know, his brother kind of went through it loopy in that film as well. So yeah, definitely watch that. We'll obviously watch Thomas Jane as the Punisher. I think the thing with Thomas Jane's Punisher as well is that he was just a little bit soft on his enemies. He didn't really he was more merciful than merciless, unlike Ray Stevenson's version. But then Thomas Jane in Dirty Laundry, that fan-made film, fantastic. It's on YouTube to watch. It's violent as hell, but it's a lot of fun. And that's, to me, that's the proper Punisher. That's really, really great. So I don't think John Bernthal is going to return in the role, because he has, in this article, they do mention that as well, actually, that whether Bernthal will reprise his role as Frank Castle, possibly leaving room for Adkins to redeem himself in the MCU, remains unclear. But why does Scott Adkins have to redeem himself? You know, that's Marvel's fault. They got rid of him. They killed off his character of Lucien. The actor has played coy, that is John Bernthal, in previous interviews when asked if he will appear in any upcoming Marvel projects, saying he has no idea. But then again, Frank Grillo would have been another great choice for Frank Castle. And I believe before they actually cast Bernthal in the series, it was between him and Frank Grillo. So they went with Bernthal in the end, who's got that real intense... Well, both actors had that real crazy, intense nature about them. Although I'll say with Frank Grillo, he's a bit more calmer, laid back, a bit more relaxed when it comes to playing these intense roles. So folks, that's been a quick video for you today about who might be the replacement as Frank Castle in another probably failed MCU portrayal of a much beloved character. If you agreed with my comments today, comment below, let me know. Don't forget to comment on Marvel Knights 2099. Is that worth me picking up? I'm pretty sure I can get it quite cheap. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to even smash that bell notification icon for when I upload a brand new video. And on that one, folks, I will see you on the next video.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.